Hello, good morning, guys. This is Pratheesh here. So, in this short video, we'll take a look at index charts. Okay, what markets did for the last week, and what is likely to happen. So, a weekly analysis of the index. So that's what we have planned in this short video. So, let us start from Nifty. The chart, what you see on screen is Nifty futures weekly chart. Okay? So in weekly chart, you can see that we have been one time framing down from this particular week. I think April, 8th of April or 6th of April. That particular week, it started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 weeks of one time framing down. Okay, and now what happens? No, we have been in a sideways consolidation. So we have been coming down. Now what happened? We have been going sideways. So this is what happened. So that means some kind of demand is coming in, or some kind of responsive buyers from the higher time frames are coming in and supporting this market from further fall. That's why the markets are going sideways. Okay, so these are all called what we call as the response buyers from the higher time frame. Okay, so they are coming and supporting the markets, making further fall below the 15,700 or so levels. Okay. So that markets are going sideways. Probably what could happen from here on, say like we have been coming down, okay, and now we have been going sideways. Okay, so probably after this kind of sideways, then again what I can do, the drop can continue here, or else it can give a breakout or a reversal. Okay, so any two possibilities are there for this to happen. So let us wait and watch, because still we are in 3 weeks of consolidation. So this is the 3 weeks of consolidation. So anything above 16,420, 500. Okay, so 16,420 is something like the consolidation high. So 3 weeks we have been consolidating. So probably this will be the high of the week. That is somewhere around 16,420. So 16,420, what we can do is that we can apply balance trading rules when markets tries to break above 16,420. So the balance trading rules are very simple, that say like the markets, we are trying to validate that breakout is successful one or a failure one. So if it is successful one, then above 420 it has sustained, and then slowly fill this gap. We had a gap over 500 to somewhere around 650. So that 150 points gap was there. So slowly markets will try to fill that gap if there is a proper genuine breakout. Okay, so this can happen. That is, look above the balance and sustain, or look above the balance and rally. Okay, or else what can happen is you can just look above the balance and fail. Fail in the sense it come and closes below 15,420. Then probably the destination would be the other side of the balance. So on the other side of the balance, we have a couple of weaker references over here. That means 15,700, this particular week low, and this particular week low are all very closely spaced. Okay, so that means some retail trading activity, okay, is being observed at these levels. So we are carrying those informations. We are carry forwarding those informations for our reference, right? So if this scenario happens, like say we may go to higher, right, breakout above 16,420 fail, then probably the others of the destination, other side of the balance is the destination. So that is what we call as the destination trading. Okay, if the consolidation range is, say like it is a quite big, right? So for example, here the range is something like 15,700 to somewhere around 16,420. Okay, this is the biggest consolidation range of Nifty as of now. So 15,700 to 16,420, that is somewhere around 720 points. Okay, so somewhere around the 720 points. So when the range is somewhat good, big, what happens, whenever a breakout happens, then probably you can take the midpoint of that particular range as the initial target, and later on, if it accepts below that midpoint, then probably can target the other side of the destination. Okay, so if you combine these 3 weeks profile, you will get a very big profile or composite profile with what is that, value area high, POC and all. So that POC, that is the midpoint or the fair price or the fair volume, can be the initial target when if you look for a breakout failure above 16,420. So if price goes above 16,420, unable to sustain, okay, because we have a gap resistance over here, okay, so probably it can go till 16,420, breakout 16,500. Somewhere around it can hit and it can stay there and then come and close below 15,420, 16,420. So if that happens, then probably midpoint of this particular consolidation will be your destination. Then later on, this 15,700 week references. So this is from the weekly analysis, weekly chart. Is saying that. On the other case, say like if you are accepting above 16,420 and you are filling this gap, so slowly this gap is getting filled and we are entering into 16,550, then probably this could be initial target. Okay, 16,800 or 16,900 will be your next targets. And we had a couple of VNs here. Okay, so probably come and fill, then we'll move to 16,900 somewhere around. Okay, so the idea is that the coming week we are trying to find out whether breakout is genuine or not. The breakout is good and markets are filling this gap. That is what we need to validate when markets opens on Monday and the coming week, right? Okay, it need not happen to be Monday. Say like what other possibility is that it can open flat, okay, open flat or a slight gap down compared to the closing price, and we can do another overlapping week. That is also possible. As of now, I'm not expecting any big gap down below this POC or somewhere around. So that's not expected as of now. As of now, either we can give a breakout, sustain, rally higher, breakout, failure, rally down, or else an overlapping week. So these are the three possible scenarios for Nifty for the coming week. We need to find out which one is happening, and if that happens, then what can be expected. So that is what we are trying to focus. Okay. And coming back to the daily chart, this is the contract chart actually, June month contract. So we had a couple of references here. You can see this unsecured lows are there. And even in yesterday's profile, yesterday or day before yesterday, that expiry day profile, you can see that particular 20th May low and this particular low are exactly same. So we call it as a week lows. Okay, so we had unsecured lows over here or clustered lows over here. Then again, we had weak lows over here. Okay, and with all these weaker references, markets are trying to go higher, and you can see this one is a perfect balanced profile. Okay, after this is a neutral day, closing at extreme. So that means neutral day in the sense the day starts flat. Okay, then what happens? Sellers started to push the auction down. Then again, buyers started to step in there, again pushing the auction up. So this was a two-way auction. Okay, that means buyers and sellers are fighting each other. At the end of the day, they closed at day high. That means out of these two-way auction, buyers emerged as the winners of on that particular day because they are closing at the day high. So buyers are winning on this particular day. Okay, so when you have this kind of neutral day, then probably if you get a follow through next day, then that will good trade, a good to trade on that particular direction. So the last trading day, what happened? No, we opened again, a gap up opening was there. Then again, same scenario happening, right? So sellers are trying to push it down. Okay, because when the price moving higher, what happens? No, sellers get attracted and they try to push the auction down. So sellers are trying to push it down. Then these buyers are there, which they came agree to the previous day high, and the buyers started stepping in, and they try to push it again. The auction at above the day high, that is at IB high, and almost again closing near to day high. So again, say like again, it's a kind of a neutral day. So now what happens now? We have back-to-back neutral days over here in Nifty. Okay, we have back-to-back. This is a neutral day followed by this is another neutral day. Back-to-back neutral days are there. So probably the auction on the upside is not complete. So that is what back-to-back neutral days are saying that. But okay, but like as you told, no weekly profile we have something like 420, 500. So this auction could go and test these levels that I have marked the levels here, 16,423 and 16,500. So the upside, as expected, could maximum extend till, and then probably at that point of time we need to find out what happens above 16,500. or if it goes above 16,420, then fails down. So if that scenario happens, then then these are all the references we need to target on the downside. So until scenario happens, all these poor references, poor structures, weak lows, okay, unsecured lows or poor lows, whatever it is, all can wait. Okay. So unless that scenario happens, this everything can wait. Okay. So that is how we need to approach the markets. And another one important thing, we need to track the VWAP of this particular day. The neutral days VWAPs are very important, right? So again, in neutral days, we'll have that VWAP as an important reference. So any attempt by the bears to push price below the VWAP of a neutral day, then probably their aggressiveness is being visible. Okay, so any neutral day VWAP is an important reference. So the next day price sustaining above or staying above that VWAP is a kind of a bullish sign. And if price breaks that VWAP of a particular neutral day, then probably it's a sign of bears coming in, or temporary change in auction or something like that we can observe on an intraday basis. All right. So that is what we need to focus on. And now coming back to Bank Nifty. So the Bank Nifty weekly chart. So Bank Nifty is far better compared to Nifty actually. Okay, far better because it's far better compared to Nifty. Why? Because it has given a breakout. Say like we had a gap in here, whereas Nifty has not even crossed that weekly high. That is, it has not come out of that weekly consolidation. But Bank Nifty is above that weekly consolidation, and even gap filling has been completed, and now it has entered into this particular week actually. Okay, so here we had a big HVN is there at around 36,000 in Bank Nifty, and here we have some kind of imbalance activity happening, a gap and a tail is there. So this particular zone, 35 150 or 130 and 35 380 levels. So as long as bulls are able to hold this particular zones, okay, and push price towards 36,000. Okay, so the maximum rally for this will also be towards 36,000. That around 36,000, look whether we are getting accepted above 36,000, then probably we'll go and tag the 36,500 or some 36,400, 500 levels and test. Okay, and if that's not happening, probably the follow through will take price maximum to 36,000. At 36,000, we need to find whether it is getting accepted or rejected over there. If it is getting rejected, and then there will be a slow sideways move and overlapping day, something can happen. As long as this particular extension handle holds, you're safe. So they may get a sharp dip, then price starts moving higher. So this is fine. That can happen. That is okay. Okay, but what happens is, what sometimes happens is, goes at 36,000, pulls down, makes a sideways day. Okay, then give a gap down or open down and drive down and come back here. And since this is a single print zone or an imbalance zone, probably you could get some kind of grinding over here. If that the kind of grinding happens in this particular zone, then probably there could be a reversal in the trend actually, a shorter time frame. So probably you could get target this value area, POC and all. And if there are any couple of weaker references, then that could be targeted on the downside. Okay, so the rally that just started right now is not yet completed as of now with respect to both index Nifty as well as Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty, worst case, you can go and test this thing 36,000, and from there either it can accept and scale higher, or it can reject, form a sideways day, then again continue to break that 36,000. Okay, or else it can get rejected at 36,000, make a sideways day, then drive down and fill this extension simple, then push it down. Okay, so as of now, everything is good for bulls as long as this particular area holds. Once you see acceptance inside this particular area, you need to be cautious on the long side, so that price can drop till like 34,400 or even towards this 33,900 or around. some levels are there on the chart. So this is the weekly, right? So these lows are almost again exactly at the same levels. So these are all again a week lows are there. So with this weak structure, we are rallying upside. So we cannot go higher for a very long period of time with these weak lows under our observation, right? So probably this could get a clear when you see price and sustaining here, coming down, accepting here, then there may be a drop. So that could happen, but things will take time. Okay, we need to find out how auction is developing and monitoring. Based on that, we can arrive at what time or what particular level these weak lows will be targeted. Beyond certain level, these will be targeted. Okay? And here also again, I think this is again a single tick over here. This is also again a weak reference over here at 34.50. Okay, so all these are informations which we need to carry forward so that we can make better trading decisions, right? So coming back to the daily chart of contractly, we had a big trade on that particular expiry day. We are coming out of that consolidation. So we had a 3-day consolidation over here on the daily chart. You can see 3-day consolidation was there. And these lows and these lows are very close to here. Had a poor low over here. In spite of all these weaker references, we started what do you say? We started opening flat and we are trying trading, and this particular D period, okay, we started trade below this previous value area, immediately got rejected, started going up. Okay, started going up. Price was like keep moving higher, but the point of control was staying downside, and this is your volume point of control. Okay, so the thing is that it's a kind of a 45-degree profile. So what happens either if these buyers are not able to sustain higher, then price could attract this POC will attract the price. So that is the logic actually. But what happened on that particular day, next day after this particular trend day, we had a very big gap opening. I think we had a gap opening and sharp dip that previous day high. So this was the previous day high, and there's a sharp dip after that open, then got rejected and started forming value higher. So this particular price, okay, this particular rise in price being justified by value over here. Okay, so the bias that POC will the price invalidates as we started to form higher value. Okay, so we need out of that bias. Then the next bias we had what opening was a kind of a P-shaped profile forming early in the day. Okay, when P-shaped profiles are forming in the day, that P-shape comes out of a short covering. Okay, that means there is a sharp drive, then keep on consolidation. So after 3 to 4 periods, you will be able to know that it's a clear P-shaped profile. Then probably you can look at whether price is unable to make a range extension, or when it is going towards that day high, find exhaustions over there. Then you might have probably taken a short trade towards the tail of that P zone, tail portion of that P profile. And when price comes to that P profile tail, then probably can look for some kind of exhaustion, and then there was a snap back to the day high. So 2 trades are possible on such particular days. Okay? So we have taken 2 trades we have taken 4 trades on this particular day, but 2 trades you can actually do it one from the top to bottom and from the bottom to top. Before lunch, you can complete your trades on that particular day. Typical P-shaped profiles. Okay, so at last, what happens in the daily is that daily chart we had the developing point of control is very close to the developing value area high. See that? Okay, and it's a kind of a 313 profile. So we had tails, nice tails over here at the both extremes and a clean balance at the center. So that is what we call as a 313 profile. So when you had a 313 profile, next day what you look forward is to have a 80% rule in focus. That means unable to sustain above this value area and dropping below this value area high will fill the entire value. Okay, and so other side is that whichever side tail is getting accepted, we'll have a trending move on that side. So if the tail on the bottom is accepted, if the buying tail is accepted, then we'll move down, and the selling tail is accepted, we'll move up. Okay, and if this fails to get acceptance, then we'll fill the entire value. Similarly, on the downside, buying tail, if you find to fail, if you find acceptance is not at the tail, then upside value area probe will happen. Okay, this is the typical phenomena that we need to observe while trading at the profile for the next day. Okay, so there are a couple of nuances actually happening with respect to Bank Nifty and Nifty that we need to carry forward this information for the next trading. So these are all the things, guys. So this is how we look at markets via market profile way of trading, actually, right? So and that's all. Okay, it's a weekly report actually, and there's a small promo coming up here, and we had okay, we have a special market profile learners group actually here. So as you people are aware that we do post EOD updates on every other day for and Bank Nifty in our charts and announcement section. So you can look at that and take out the crux of the levels which we need to monitor. Okay, and we had a special group for these what do you say market profile learners. Actually, we had all these groups in Discords happening. So here you had a live action. So you'll be explained why what's happening in with respect to market profile. Also, all these levels will be important. Commentary, live commentaries will be there for every now and then. Followed by you had an intraday trading calls will be there. Okay, so we'll try to update whatever we trade with respect to index. Okay, so all these updates will be there, and we had some positional seats also running over here, which some people are not able to monitor the intraday auction process. So for them, we had this positional kind of thing actually. So it's a kind of a monthly income strategies and all those things we'll discuss. And all these strategies, everything is taken with reference to market profile. And this is only for traders, those who are not able to focus markets on day-to-day basis, right? So we'll give you strike from the initiation of the trade, adjustments. All these things will be posted as and now it is happening, as and now when that happens actually. Okay. So all these are done for a small subscription, and if you want really interested, be a part of this group and probably can always join. Okay, and you can always DM me or you can send an email or you can contact me via WhatsApp or Telegram to join that. Okay, so with that, this session comes to an end, guys. So we'll see you in next week with weekly report. Thank you all for watching. Have a nice day.